Okay, so we are rolling, and I did hit record. So if you guys don't know, or if you want to go watch this, or go back to something later, so we are putting these on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, and we'll share the links for those once these are all done. Okay, so I have everybody on mute. So if I do call on you to talk, or you do want to say something, just go ahead and unmute yourself. And then at the end, we'll kind of like we did last week, we'll go and do some Q&A at the end of the meeting, so we can do some little question and answering. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now. And again, we're still getting used to all these Zoom calls and stuff, so bear with me here a little bit as I fumble through this a little bit. Okay. No, wait. 1 minute. Okay. So everyone knows, just as a reminder, again, I'm going to cruise through some of these beginning slides just so we're not taking forever in these meetings here. So just remember to block your calendars. So we're going to have these Zoom meetings every Thursday. So initially we had our team meetings at the office. We're going to be every other week. For right now, we're going to keep them just every Thursday with just what's going on in this unique market that we're in right now. So make sure that you do block your calendars off. So the office is still closed. So remember, so Michelle is the only one that's going into the office, and I'm popping in there just, here and there, just to make sure that we're getting stuff done. Just please make sure that you're not going in and working in the office. You can go pick up your mail and your checks if you need to. We have the door. The door is open, it's unlocked. And so we have the mail cart and everything right there. So if you need to go grab something, you can. So office refresh update. So we are still making progress, and we're still moving forward with all of this. We actually ordered some Keller Williams wall art that came in the other day. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that or not. It's really cool. I'll take some pictures. Michelle take some pictures in the next couple of days, and we'll share those out. We got like the big, they're like big picture frame posters that we're gonna put into some of the conference rooms and in the main entryway. And then we have a big like word wall art that's gonna go potentially in the training room somewhere. I think it's the one that says think big, aim high, act bold. It's literally like a big wall mural that's going to be really cool somewhere in the office. So we are still looking at furniture. We think we have some prices negotiated, and hopefully, as long as deliveries still can come and deliver things to the office, we should have all that stuff up and running here in the next couple weeks. And I'm happy to answer any questions, or if you guys have any ideas, I'm definitely all yours. Okay, so Michelle the other day sent out an email to all the agents in the office, and hopefully you received this. She sent out a Google form to everybody. Thank you to everybody who has filled it out. We still have a pretty big handful of you guys who have not filled these out all the way. So please make sure. And I see someone has a question there, and because my mouse disappears for whatever reason when I go into my presentation mode here, that I can't click away from it. It's gonna kind of mess everything up. So let's just save our Q&A until the end. So please, if you have not filled out these this direct deposit info and your agent info, please do that. If you don't have that email, send it back to Michelle, and she'll send you that form again. Don't just send her the info directly via email. Make sure you fill out that form, because it's all populating a spreadsheet, so we have it nice and clean and organized. And just a quick note on the direct deposit, we do have our ACH machine, which is like our check scanner in the office. We have received our scanner. We're working through a couple little more details, and we should have direct deposits all set up here, hopefully in the next couple days. Worst case scenario by middle of next week or beginning of next week. So make sure you do have that direct deposit information to Michelle, so we can get those checks, so you do not have to come to the office if you don't need to. So as we all know, real estate has been deemed an essential business by the state of Ohio. So that means we're still able to work our real estate tasks. I still ask that everybody be safe and be smart and be conscious of what they're doing. So we've had a couple of people ask questions, and I've heard of a couple other businesses do this, is they're giving a letter to all of their employees saying that they are part of an essential business, just in case they do get pulled over while they're driving around or whatever. We just don't want you to get hassled. I think personally a business card should be sufficient that you can give the police or whoever pulls you over, and they can be like, look, real estate is essential. A business card should be good. And we're going to be sending you guys an email later today that you can print off and you can keep in your car, keep in your back pocket or your purse or whatever it is, that you can give to someone, just letting them know that we are essential. Again, just to avoid any hassle that may come your way. And I would probably still keep a business card on you just in case something does happen, or if you're doing something, you don't have to mess with any of the mess. Again, we'll answer questions on that at the end of the stream here. Okay, so KWRI live streams, I've tuned into a couple of them. They're really good. I just wanted to remind you guys that those are out there, and they're doing the Shift Book Club every morning. KWRI has different people hosting those every day. I would definitely encourage you to stream those and look into some of the other trainings that are going on. Like, it is so crazy that we're with a company that is giving us the education that we can, that we can see. And so what KWRI is also telling us, and I would normally ask for a show of hands here, but I can't see everybody, is they created a Facebook group called Pivot Shift something. I don't remember the exact term of it. You guys have probably seen it floating around on Facebook. If you haven't, join that group. And what they want to do is they want us to invite co-brokes into this Facebook group as well. So co-brokes can kind of see what we're doing. They're not going to have all of the KWRI live streams that they're doing, but they're going to tease some of that stuff out onto that page. I think I looked this morning, there was like 45,000 members or 40,000 members in that Facebook group, literally in like a couple weeks. And so they want us to all go in and invite all of our co-brokes in there so they can see what KW is doing and that their company is probably not doing. So long story short, tune into the KWRI live streams and invite people to that Pivot Facebook page that you've seen out there. Okay, so like Amanda said, if you guys were at the beginning, Amanda had her Shift book club this morning, and the next book club is tomorrow morning at 10:30 via Zoom. I'm sure Amanda's sending out links to those, so if you don't have that link, you can probably reach out to Amanda. Join that. You know, we are kind of in this shifting market, and the strategies are in place. Like, they still matter, and it's basically back to the basics. And obviously Amanda's crushing it, and she's going to talk a little bit here in a few minutes. So jump onto that Shift Book Club. It's definitely worth it. Or if you can't get onto those Shift Book Clubs, I think we do have those recorded somewhere. We'll have to double check on that. Amanda, if you're muted, unmute yourself if you want to chime in on this at all.
So starting tomorrow, I intend to record them live on our Facebook group too. I just haven't been able to toggle with the Zoom going Facebook Live at the same time, but I think I'm there. We had one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and our next one is tomorrow on Friday. What we're doing is, it's a little bit different from a traditional Shift Book Club. I'm trying to bring people on that can get you into action right away with things that you can do such that you get off the call and you have some new and great ideas. I've got a great lineup. We had a super one on Wednesday around Facebook pages with Ellie McIntyre. And yes, they are recorded, and yes, they are being put on our Facebook page. So yeah, just check our Facebook page. And I do send you, a lot of you, calendar invites that I know are signing up that you're coming. And yes, they will be also played Facebook Live starting Friday morning, 10:30.
Good. I'm going to look at these chats here real quick just to make sure. Okay, Amanda.
The chats are just me saying, if you have any questions, put them in the box, and then you can address them at the end.
Okay, perfect. Okay, all right, we're going back to the screen sharing here. Okay, all right, so Janelle KEIFER is going to jump on with us. Janelle, go ahead and unmute yourself, and she's going to give us a title update and everything that's going on with them.
Yeah, hi everybody.
And I'm going to jump out of screen share so we can see your face there. Can everybody see Janelle?
Okay, so there's a few things just to touch base. At the beginning of the week, it was extremely crazy and constantly changing. So things I feel right now have kind of just settled in place. But I did want to review a few things. There's about 3 or 4 points that you're going to hear either terminology or have questions about. First, point of sale inspections. Those are changing city to city. So I would highly suggest you make sure that you see if the point of sale is still, how it's changing. If they're just doing outside exterior, some are getting rid of the dye test. So you're gonna have to check, especially those in Geauga County. But we can still close a transaction if both parties do not want to, if they don't want to go forward, if they just are going to assume the risk after the point of sale is actually done, if they both sign off on that point of sale, then we can close. So just know that. I would warn your buyers, obviously if they, down the road something happens, but if they're really ready to get in or have to get in, we will close if both sign the point of sale and if the buyer wants to assume the risk. So any questions with that? Okay. Next, we e-notaries. That seems to be the hot subject across the nation right now. As far as Ohio goes, it really only pertains to your sellers. They just have that one document, or then for assigning a signature of a deed. But right now, the e-notaries are really not taking place in Ohio because Ohio legislation has just not passed that. It's just too crazy right now trying to get e-notaries. So just in the back pocket, if your seller has to, we can sign a seller through an online process. Okay, questions about that? Okay. Next, gap coverage. Does everybody understand what gap coverage is? Yes. Anybody want me to go through that? DJ, you want me to go through? Okay. Okay. So gap coverage. So now that the counties are closing to the public, they're working on a skeleton crew. A lot of them are not even letting us go hand deliver them. It's either in the mail. It's basically all in the mail or a drop box. So the counties are working at a little slower pace. But to compensate for that, and maybe in the case that counties close condition like 100%, we are honoring a roundtable closure. So after everybody signs, buyer, seller, we have everything that we need to close a file according to our title standards. We consider that a closed transaction and we will disperse. Your buyer will be insured from the moment we shut that file. It's basically the rest of the whole country and Southern Ohio does this already. We're a little behind the 8 ball. So let's just say you have somebody closing today and you haven't heard from our escrow team until like 4 o'clock. If all parties signed at 2, let's say, and we say it's officially closed, you can go ahead and hand over those keys, okay? So just make sure your co-brokes, maybe other brokerages are not understanding this. I did have a case on Monday where a gentleman, commission and seller's disbursement took place on Friday the 20th. And because it was a quote unquote file by the county recorder, he would not distribute the keys. But it is legal, do it. And from there on, your people are insured. Any questions on that gap coverage?
Janelle, are they notifying us when everything's signed and dispersed, even though it hasn't filed? Will they notify us?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just got an email from Ohio Real. We are closed and funded on the above property. We appreciate your business. It was a pleasure working with you. And that just happened at 10:45. So they're notifying us.
Thank you. They are, and people are asking, is the county notifying you when it's filed? No. They might be. Some might be actually following up with an email, but don't rely on that. If somebody's really, really adamant, then you just have to look on the recorder site. It could be a week. So just think, if everything shuts down, the county can have like 80 transactions to actually record, or 100, whatever, or way more, when this whole show is done. But for now, you're going to get your commission, and your sellers are going to be okay. They're going to get their proceeds. You can buy that next house or do whatever. Other than just use our earnest money deposit tool, it's another safe action for you guys on OhioRealTitle.com. The tab that says earnest deposit, super easy, ACH transaction, bank to bank, and then it's just one less touch. Okay. And I'll put in the chat if your client wants to send a check, I'll send the address where you're going to actually send it to. I highly suggest taking a picture of it, scanning it to me first with the address. Also, if you feel comfortable, either going to FedEx or the post office and sending it. If you need a label from me, I can also send you a FedEx label. But for us to be running around to each other's house, it's just not safe. So really push that earnest deposit tool. That's it.
Cool. Thank you, Janelle. And I would just say, for everybody out there, like, it's now more than ever, use people like Janelle, use our partners. Janelle, thank you so much. Your communication and information has been like seriously amazing. So I appreciate you for that. And so like more than ever right now, like use our partners because they can help. They're like, try not to use a stranger because it's going to make things far more difficult.
Thank you. And I don't want to, this is not the opportunist time to plug our company, but we are large enough where we're not going anywhere. So the smaller ones might have a harder time getting you the information and having the relationships with the lenders and the counties. So I'm not pushing for us, but it's just another thing to know that we have a very large base of people that we can pull from just to kind of keep it a really, really solid foundation. So that's it. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys. You've been wonderful.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. All right, cool. All right, going back into our screen share. All right, so let's see, what do we have next? Okay, so next, so a tech tip with Paul RUKSENAS. A lot of you guys probably have no idea who Paul RUKSENAS is. Paul RUKSENAS is actually our office's new tech driver. A tech driver is a position that Gary Keller came up with recently, and he is essentially mandating that every market center have what they're calling a tech driver. And they're also making every single region in Keller Williams have their sort of like regional tech driver person. So Paul RUKSENAS is going to be our tech driver. Paul is a capping agent with Keller Williams. Paul happens to be on my team. And I've known Paul for a long time. He started real estate a few years after I did in our downtown Cleveland office. Now Paul works on my team. I've known him for years before that. And the reason that I asked Paul to be our office tech driver is because Paul always has his finger on the pulse of technology and what's going on. At KW, obviously he's been with KW this whole time. Paul's he's an active working real estate agent, so he does have it, his license, and he's working with buyers and sellers every day. So Paul is going to be our main driver of command in KW technology. He's not going to be a person that can help fix your laptop or whatever. And he'll be the person that can help you get, something set up with Facebook, linked up with your command to make sure that they're speaking together and you can generate leads via Facebook. So Paul, I'm going to unshare my screen here and I'm going to put you on. Do you want to go ahead and unmute yourself? And so just so you guys know, Paul is going to, so every week, he's going to do a 2, 3, 4, 5 minute tech tip with us. And hopefully he's going to be able to share his screen here and be able to give us some sort of technology with Command or something around Command or the mobile app or something kind of cool like that. So Paul, why don't you take it away?
Thanks so much. You guys can hear me? Perfect. Yeah, good to meet everyone. I've met some of you before. Real excited to be working with all of you and making this transition smooth here. Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen. The tech tip that I will be doing, here we go. Let me do this. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yep.
Perfect. So the tech tip for this week is going to be how to sync up your Facebook page to your command. Super important, especially with the times, with things going on the way they are, being present and showing people that you are still working and then you have good value to add is very important. So it is very simple. So you go right next to your name, you see this little drop down box, you go to settings. Once you go to settings, it will take you to this screen right here. And there we go.
So Paul, as that's loading, what's the big picture here of what we're that what you're showing here? What's the goal of this here? What's the point of it?
The goal of this is what is nice is Command allows you to you can schedule posts out weeks in advance. So as long as Command should really become our home base for our business and our CRM. And the more that you interlink the things that you normally do, the more efficient and effective you're going to be with keeping tasks, with making sure that you are posting. You could run ads through here. That's one of the biggest ones too. Is once you link up your Facebook account to Command, you are able to run. You could run all your Facebook ads right through there. So to have kind of like a hub and a home base is very important. And the more you kind of interlink command with your everyday life, it kind of becomes your real estate hub there. KW has spent so much time building this out, and they keep improving it. So the more that we kind of dive in there, the better it's going to be, and you know, the better agent you will be. So when that loaded up, you'll see that the social is right there. So then you connect the account. If you have pages, so if you have any real estate pages, you could add them to it. And then you just hit connect. So then once you do that, see how right there, the command is now linked up.
And Paul, does it have to be a business page? It looked like, are those all business pages that you manage, or is it personal pages?
Yeah, that's just, those are all just business pages throughout the years that I've had that I've never deleted. But yeah, you don't have to have a page. It'll link up to your just your profile. But if you do have a business page, I click that as well. You know what I mean? That one which I clicked was my real estate page as well. So but nice. if you don't have a Facebook page, if you just click that connect, it'll just do your profile.
Oh, perfect. And so that was literally like, so you went up to your name, you went up to settings, you clicked connect your Facebook. Yep. And that was literally like 4 or 5 clicks. If that. 4
or 5 clicks, settings, and it's right in front. It's one of the first things in your eyesight. It'll be Facebook and Twitter on there, but you can connect to Facebook. And then just one quick other thing too, not to get too deep into it, because I know we want to keep these kind of short every week. But if you go to campaigns here on the sidebar here, once you do have your Facebook page linked up, see how you could do paid campaigns. This is, you know, we'll deep dive into these more. I'll be doing, you know, training videos and stuff like that. But this is just simple. If you just want to link up your page, do that. But once you have that set up, you can go to social posts. See how you can schedule things. You know, you can do something for Friday, Saturday. So it kind of, if you time block, you know, like which we should all be doing anyway, you can time block your Facebook posts and kind of schedule them out weeks in advance, which is really nice. So
beautiful. Yeah. I love that. That's great. I actually didn't even realize it could do that. So you could, like every week you can schedule out any posts that you want or whenever you want them to happen. So so basically it's, and me just hearing that for the first time, to me, that looks like just another piece of leverage that we can use, so we don't have to always be working as things happen. We can plan out, we can block time, like you said, and it's plan out things specifically.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, instead of just going on the fly and always like, oh man, did I post yet? You can kind of time block that once a week if you want, and schedule those posts out. So
good. Love it.
I'm gonna stop the sharing of the screen.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paul. Paul, I don't know, do you want to put your email address in the comments over there so people can save that, or your phone number, so if they do have a command type problem that you can help them with?
Yep, and put that in there.
Yeah, and I will say, if it's like a glitch in your system, that's most likely, you know, Paul, do you want to tell them it's sort of a general, if it's like a glitch in their system, their technology is actually not working, like where do they go?
So Command has tech support. Yeah, and they're very on top of things. A lot of the issues that people sometimes that pop up, they already have solutions for it, and they have a step-by-step video that shows you exactly how to do it. But Command does have a good tech support, and they're a lot of the things that pop up, they've already addressed, and there are solutions for it already.
Right. So you're not fixing technical issues if their command is broken. Your job is mainly to give them advice on how to use Command to their advantage.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say that's
everything's moving more technology, right? Exactly. In every industry. So the more you lean in on that and leverage the technology we do have, and KW has spent a ton doing this, and they're going to keep improving it, the better it is. And I would suggest too, everything continues to get better over time. So even if you don't think something's perfect yet, at least get in there and just start adding your contacts, adding your database into there, because you don't want to be left behind when everything is running perfectly. So I would definitely recommend getting in there and start at least adding your contacts and your database in there.
Cool. Good. All right, Paul. Good. Thank you so much. Go ahead and mute yourself, and we are going to keep this rolling here. All right, we're going to go back. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. So next up on our agenda here, so we're going to turn it over to Andy Lear and talk about appraisals and everything that's going on with that real quick. Andy, are you there? If you're there, go ahead and unmute yourself. Maybe not. We'll see. Someone's putting in the chat box.
Yeah.
See, Paul, we're not very tech savvy here. We're
Yeah.
You didn't let the 8-year-old attend.
That's okay. Yeah, Andy, go for it. Yeah, you get like 3 to 5 minutes because we're gonna run out of time here. So yeah, so give us our appraisal update.
As far as appraisals are concerned, all the secondary market participants are offering some kind of appraisal waiver. Instead of having a physical inspection, you could do an exterior only, or if they have an old appraisal in their system, they may use that and compare it to current data. There are some appraisers who are refusing to go out and do interior inspections. So be aware of that. There are others that will do it. I was just out this morning at a house that has no electric, and you would not expect them to be aware of what's going on in the world, but they were very aware of what's going on with the virus and everything else. So even people that you wouldn't expect to be knowledgeable of it are knowledgeable. With respect to appraisal, what drives appraisals is data. Paul was just talking about technology. If you have a property that has a unique feature in it, the more information you can provide to the appraiser, if they're not going to come in and look at it, the better it will be for the appraiser and for you to do your deal. So good, accurate data is probably the most important thing to worry about. I would also recommend that you start taking rear photos of houses, because the appraiser wants to see the front of the house and the rear of the house. So you can just stick it in there with the other 553 photos that you all stick in your MLSs anyway, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. The more information I have, the more I like it. But really, the appraisal is heading away from doing physical interior inspections anyway. This may just advance this process a little bit more, but data is the key to the whole thing. And with that, I'm done.
Andy, so I have one question for you. So us as real estate agents, if we're working with buyers and sellers, what's like the most important piece of information we should know or be considering right now as far as appraisals go?
Well, is public data accurate? So if the house is 2,000 square feet, is it 2,000 square feet, or is it bigger? Has there been an addition put on it? Is the county data correct or reasonably correct? That's what you have to worry about, especially if you're working in marketplaces where you're doing a bungalow, say in Maple Heights. It shows it a 900 square foot one story in the county records, but it's really a bungalow with a finished second floor. Well, the appraiser needs to know that, because they're going to use the county data and they're going to have to modify it to fit the reality of what's really there. So that and interior photographs, exterior photographs, anything that you think is important for value, that's what you want to have somewhere in your MLS, or at least communicating it outside the MLS. You can communicate it to the appraiser. Nothing wrong with it. Do not
what about
influence.
What about something that we may have been doing a month ago that we should stop doing and pivot to do something the way that the market has changed here in the last couple of weeks?
Well, it'll come back. I mean, all these things work, in cycles. I think a lot of what we're going to start doing now will probably continue to do into the future. So it's a good thing to have more data, more information in the system, and the more somebody has to feed the beast, though. And that's what it boils down to. You have to put the data in order for the system to work. If you're being skimpy on your data, then the system won't work. And that's where, without getting into it, that's where the secondary market could get themselves into trouble. If somebody doesn't feed them information, they're only going to be dealing with old information, and life goes on.
Cool. All right, very good. Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate it. And thank you, Nancy, for getting your husband to be able to jump on with us here. Much appreciated. All right, I'm going to mute you guys. Sorry, unmute yourself, Nancy. Sorry, I muted you already. Okay. All right, let's keep it going. We're going to keep moving here. So thank you very much. So appraisals. So now we're going to jump into strategies in this market with Amanda Pullman. Obviously, all of you guys know Amanda is a top producer, and Amanda is crushing it right now still somehow. So I asked Amanda again to come on and come give us a couple little tips on what she's doing today. Go ahead, Amanda, unmute yourself and go for it.
Hi, everyone. So I wouldn't say we're crushing it, but we're stepping up as leaders in every way. We're fighting the battle against the coronavirus. You know, the reality is we're going to lose some deals. We're kind of, you know, taking count on it, you know, and seeing why we're losing the ones that drop out. But I'm pleased to say that I think we're at coronavirus 3 and closings 9. So we're kind of battling away and winning that fight. There are things that you can do to really thrive. I mean, these are really sad and difficult times, but they're also a time that you can step up as a leader, and really these are times of great opportunity. You can really be recognized because you're with the #1 company that wants everybody to succeed. And our education, our training, and our learning is out there for you to be proud of and to jump in on. The people that have been in on calls that we've been doing this week, and there's been tons of them, I tell them every time I see them that they are the top 5%, because 95% don't want to see what is going on, don't know what to do. A lot of the market centers, and we're not talking about Keller Williams, we're talking about many, many different brokerages, they don't know how to step up, what to tell their people to do. Lots of mixed messages. So I'm going to tell you my 3, and the messages from me to you are: come from contribution. There's nothing better than asking your folks in the industry, your clients, everybody you know, just how they are and how you can help. Number 2 is more social media. I'm not talking about real estate. I'm talking about information that's helping people, things that brighten their day, everything that you can share to be kind of the town crier locally in real estate is going to be helpful, because people will turn to you for leadership and you will step up your leadership lid. And number 3 is show people that you're working in a business as unusual fashion. So that means business is still going. We still have sellers in an incredible seller's market with multiple offers. We have buyers that are in times of interest rates that are 30 to 50-year lows. There is business going. I've talked to many of you this week on ways that you're doing virtual tours, virtual showings. You're helping each other, showcasing their listings. I mean, I've heard some brilliant ideas, and we love to put that out there. We want to be very careful about what we're putting out there, but we also want to keep people positive about the market, because we know people still need to buy and sell regardless of what's going on today. Jobs change, people move, families change, and there's still going to be listings that need to be bought and sold. Your job is to stay top of mind share, which means when people think about you in real estate, they're hearing from you, and you're reaching out to them as a caring person, and that mind share will turn into opportunity of market share as we move forward through these unprecedented and pretty unstable next couple of weeks. As far as training, there's tons to take advantage of, and please join in and share with anybody. This is also your opportunity to show other co-brokes that Keller Williams is the place to be. Some of the training that's coming up with our Thrive to Survive, we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about social media. We just had Ellie McIntyre talking about Facebook pages. We're going to be leading next week into Facebook groups. We've got some training from JANELLE and Mentor on Friday. We've got training from all over the country using BombBomb, using video. I'm going to be teaching working with investors and the ABCs of real estate investing, so you know that language, because real estate investors are out in droves taking advantage of what is a shifting market. And I'll also be talking to other agents that have done business just with short sales and agent referrals. So stay on your social media, on the Facebook group locally. I also created a Facebook group for all realtors called Realtors Winning While Social Distancing. And I was talking to the region yesterday, and they thought it was a fantastic idea to especially include other co-brokerages, because a lot of them are out on their own and they do not have the kind of support we have at Keller Williams. They don't know what to do. They're feeling isolated and remote. So invite them in, because these are things that we can share, and we're known as the company that does the best job with leading the charge. Thank you, CJ.
Love it. Hey, Amanda, I have a question. So all of those classes and trainings that you just spoke about, where do I find? How do I know what you're doing and when you're doing it and where?
Well, most of it is on Facebook, because social media is where you need to be in today's environment. You really do need to. It's free, and you need to have your profile out there. It's the way that people are sitting home and talking to each other. It's all on social media. So for us locally, it's in our Keller Williams Greater Cleveland Southeast Facebook page. I am also providing content that's for co-brokes on our outward-facing Keller Williams Greater Cleveland Southeast Facebook business page. So if there are people outwardly looking at us, we've actually got a couple of messages already asking about some of our training. And then the other Facebook page, that is one that I've created for the benefit of realtors everywhere, is the Realtors Winning While Social Distancing. What we're doing is putting content from KWRI, lab coat agents, anything that is relevant to moving us forward that's KW approved is going to be on there. And any Zoom calls, they're going to be live streamed to our own internal Facebook page, so you don't have to join a Zoom call to watch the training.
Cool. So what I just took away from what you're just saying, Amanda, is that, yeah, this is a survive to thrive situation, and like for me, like I know that keeping our head above water is like the most critical thing at this very moment, and there's going to be an opportunity in this somewhere. And it sounds like to me what you're doing is you're finding that opportunity, and you're creating some of these Facebook pages, and we're inviting our co-brokes to them and go, look, at some point people are going to look up and go, the real estate company that I'm with is not giving me the tools that I need to be able to thrive in this real estate market. And so why not use what we have as KW and put it out there? And this is like the best opportunity to show other agents what we're doing. And like, why wouldn't you come to Keller Williams at a time like this?
Yeah, it reinforces our leading with coming from contribution. It's for all of you, it's for all of us, it's for our market center, and it's for Keller Williams. So everybody benefits. There's win-wins for everyone. So keep on sharing everything that you're doing and learning. And you know, the people that are stepping up and learning and changing and surviving and thriving are the ones that are going to have the great businesses and the great opportunities in 2 to 3 months. You know, we're preparing for the next 2 to 3 months, aren't we?
Yes. Very good. Love it. All right. Thank you, Amanda. Go ahead and mute yourself for now, and feel free to chime in as we continue here. So I have a couple more things that I want to go through today. And Amanda and we did not even plan this, and we were on the same page. As you look at mine. So now with our team meetings, I think we told you guys a few months ago, or probably a couple months ago, you know, when we had our ownership change in the market center, that we were gonna start changing our team meetings. And this is gonna be a little bit more what they look like. We're gonna make them faster paced. We're gonna keep, when we do have guests come in, the guests are gonna be shorter and it's faster. We want to really keep them moving. And at the end of all the meetings, we told you guys that we were gonna have some sort of training. And I want to continue the training as we're doing these Zoom calls, obviously having Amanda speak and do those things and give us tips on what she's doing and strategies that she's seeing in the market. I also want to make sure that we're getting some sort of training or some sort of value out of these meetings at the end of them. And so today I have two things that we're going to talk about. And so Amanda just hit on one of them. So I'm going to quickly cruise through that one. And at the end, I'm going to kind of do an exercise with us, or maybe give you the better way to say it is probably give you homework to do and some stuff that we're doing on my team as well. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys today about is mind share versus market share. And Amanda hit on this a little bit, so I really don't want to beat a dead horse with it. But I want to hit a couple things. And so, you know, for me, there's two big chunks of this and two strategies with this mind share versus market share. And I'll explain what that means here more in a minute. So to me, the first big thing is that we need to double down on everything that we're doing. And so I say the word double down because I'm just gonna make up a number because I don't know the actual number. So I'm gonna say, let's just say half of your clients that you were planning to work with. So if you had 100% of your clients that you plan to work with in the next few months, that shrinks down to only half of them. And so if you only have half of your clients that are coming out, again, I'm using half because I don't know the number and I'm trying to be conservative. If those people aren't going to be buying or selling in the next month, that means we need to double down on our lead generation activities, our lead generation contacts, and the time that we're spending doing lead generation. So as far as lead generation goes, we need to double down on what we're doing. So if you were previously making 5 contacts a day, you need to make 10. If you were making 20 contacts a day, you need to do 20. If you were doing 1 hour of lead generation, whatever your strategy is, you need to be doing 2. If you're doing 4, you need to be doing 8. And really, and this is the biggest one, if you're doing 0, this is the biggest opportunity, in my opinion, that we've seen in probably most of our real estate careers to start doing some sort of lead generation. And the biggest tip that I would give you, as far as lead generation goes, and this is where the mind share versus market share is going to come in, is you want to start doing it. And you want to start taking up mind share of people. And so what I mean by that is, so previously when we talk to somebody, you know, the success of a contact was basically, did you get an appointment or not? Yes or no, right? And that was how you knew what a success was. If I talked to someone or had an interaction with someone, was did I get an appointment? So I almost want to change your thinking on that as far as, you know, and when you get an appointment, that's what I mean by market share. And so that's how you're getting more sales and getting market share of this. Where I would almost change your attitude of what a success is going to look like as far as making contacts or having interaction with people right now. So right now, the goal is still to get an appointment. I want to make that very clear. The number one goal of any interaction or contact that we have with someone else as far as real estate goes, the number one goal is to get an appointment. However, as far as this is going right now, so we're still trying to get those appointments. Right now, I want to say that getting mind share with somebody is almost just as important as getting market share, like getting those appointments. So if you're contacting people right now, you want to take up space in their brain to think of you when they think of real estate. Maybe you don't get an appointment with them today, and when all the dust settles with this and the virus clears and we move past this in a couple months and things are back to normal or close to back to normal, if you're the one making contact and getting mind share from the people that you know and the people that know you, you're going to be one to thrive when this comes out. So you're going to be one that they think of. And so even though you don't get that appointment today, when you get out of this, you're going to be one that's gaining that market share at the end, even though it didn't seem like it in the short term. So don't get down on yourself right now if you're not as busy as you hoped you were, or as you were a month or two ago. If you're taking this time and using it as an opportunity to gain mind share with more people, when all this thing is done, I promise you, people, when they think of real estate, they will think of you, and you'll end up thriving in this market. I'm going to save questions until the end because I do want to hit one more thing before we run out of time. So I'm going to give you guys a quote here. Hopefully you guys can all see that. I can't because my screen is blocked. I have it here anyway. So the quote says, if you're always focused on what you can't control, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel fearful. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel stressed. You've got to focus on what you can control, not what you can't. And that's from Tony Robbins. So you've got to focus on what you can control, right? Focusing on, there's a lot of things going on out in the market right now that we cannot control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an exercise with you guys and essentially give you homework. And this is something we do with my team. And we all thought it was pretty darn powerful. So I'm going to do it with you guys as well. So what I'm going to do with everybody is I want everybody to set 90-day goals of things you can control. So why we have this opportunity in quarantine, so we can call these our quarantine 90-day goals. It's super easy to get negative and focus on the problem and focusing what on other people are doing. I want us to look at things that we're doing and things that we can control. So I want to focus on things that we don't have to rely on somebody else. We don't have to rely on our clients. We don't have to rely on the banks or title companies or the virus or all these other things. Fortunately for us, we are considered to be essential, so we still can find ways to work. And when I'm talking about this, a bold law comes to mind, and the bold law is focus on the plan, not the problem. So focus on the plan, not the problem. And so, can we all agree right now that there's a lot of things out there that we can't control? Like, say yes. I can't hear any of you guys, but so it is. So some things we can't control. So we can't control the market. We can't control the virus. We can't always control our clients. We can't control if we're getting appointments, if we're getting listing appointments. We can't we can't control if people are going under contract. We can't control if people are backing out of contract. But what can we control? So number one, so we can control our mindset. We can control how many contacts we make. We can control how many Facebook messages we send. We can control how many times we post on Facebook. We can control our personal health, the time we work out, our fitness, what time we wake up. We can control what we eat. We can control what we're doing on a day-to-day activity as far as our activities go for lead generation. So like I said, I did this with our team. And so I really want to make the focus on things that you or I can control, no matter what the market does, no matter what the virus does, and no matter what our clients do. And so for those of you that are willing to participate, I'm going to share my screen. I have to jump into something else here. Give me 1 second. We're going to do a little exercise. Can you guys all see that? Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Let me. So this is my 90-day quarantine goals that I can control. So for those of you willing to participate, I want you guys to write out 90-day goals. And if you look at the top of your screen there, it says 90-day goal by blank, I will. So I want you to write a specific date in there on day 90. If you look down the section below that, it says 60-day goal by blank. And I want you to put in, by April 26th, I will. No, sorry, April, May. Wait, so I'm getting my months confused. So March, April, May. So the 30-day goal would be April. Call that April 26th from today. The 60-day goal would be by May 26th, and the 90-day goal would be by June 26th, if you're looking at it starting today. And so what I want you guys to do, and maybe we'll turn this into some sort of coaching session or clinic or something that that we end up taking from this. But I want you to fill out 5 or 6 business or job goals in that left column, and 5 or 6 personal or finance goals for each of those 30-day increments there. And I want you to make the goals measurable and specific. I always give the example of my wife likes to say her goal is that she wants to be happy. And I think it's a great goal, and it's a really good goal, and I think we all strive for that. And to be honest with you, it drives me a little crazy that she just says be happy, because how do we measure that? It's hard. It's great, and yet we need to find a way to measure how that happens. And so the question I would ask her is like, what makes her happy? And so something that can make her happy is maybe she likes when she meditates, it helps her feel happy. Like, okay, so that's a start there. So if doing meditation makes her happy, so then how do we set goals around meditation? And so maybe in a situation like this, her 30-day goal might be meditate 20 times per 30 days. So your 90-day goal might be to meditate 60 times. And so by meditating 60 times, it'll help lead to happiness. And so when we look at this, and so is she in charge of whether she meditates or not? Yes. Like, she's in control of that. No one else, the market doesn't control that. Her clients don't control that. The virus doesn't control that. She's the only one that can control that. So when you go to these, so set these goals and be as specific as you possibly can. So some other things that you can control of a goal, you can control how many messages you send via Facebook. You can control how many Facebook posts you do. You can control what time you wake up every day. You can control if you do, 30 sit-ups a day or something like that. So for those of you guys that want to be involved, and again, like, we might turn this into more of a training class, but for now, I just want you guys to write these down so you can be in control of what you're doing. And for those of you that really want to, stay aligned to your goals, fill these out. You can print this out or do it on your own piece of paper. I want you guys to email me these goals so I can look at them and I can help you stay accountable to hitting these goals. And then as time goes on, we'll keep, so we'll look at these every 30 days to make sure that you're keeping track of it. I'm talking at a computer and this is so awkward for me. So I'm going to open this up to questions. So if you do have any questions or if you want some clarity on anything that I just talked through, go ahead and unmute yourself or type it in the text box and I can answer them. Anybody, any questions on anything? We can do general Q&A overall for anything we covered today. So that little sheet that I had right now, I will email that to, or I will probably put that into our Facebook group if you guys want to get involved in that and set some 90-day goals. Again, you don't have to share them with me. That was just an extra point of accountability. And I think setting your goals will help you stay aligned with what you want to do. Go ahead, Amanda.
So we had a conversation on a call today around lead gen, and I think breaking down lead gen. So when CJ says, step up everything you've done, if it's 5 contacts, take it to 10, take it to 20. So let's just really discuss what lead generation is. Lead generation, the mind share that CJ is talking about is so very different. We have an opportunity to fall in love with lead generation because we're not lead generating. We're not talking about real estate business, okay? So I kind of wanted to dumb it down into, let's say that you're committing to 4 hours of lead gen a day. Whoa, that sounds like a lot. No. Here's 4 ways that you can rename lead generation. 1 hour is on social media where you're going to other people's business pages, you're liking things, you're sharing things, you're interacting with your page, you're writing reviews. That's 1 hour of lead gen. Another hour of lead gen, a great idea by Karen Hillman. She's doing video walkthroughs and she's showcasing homes and she's kind of creating an event around 5 homes that her buyers may be interested in. That's another hour of lead gen. Another hour of lead gen is picking up the phone and just checking in with people. Older clients that haven't heard from you in years aren't going to be mad at you, nor should you expect them to be, because you're just saying, hey, how are you? And from that, you might have a half-hour conversation with someone that you feel amazing that you took the time to ask how they were because they were lonely, they were scared, and you helped them with their mindset. So I want to kind of take that nastiness out of the word lead gen and rename it. It's not lead generation anymore. It's mind share. And it can easily be now 4 hours a day if you commit to it in the different ways that are out there and available with what we're facing.
Agreed. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah. Lead generation sometimes gets, or prospecting gets it's a nasty word, but nowadays, so Amanda, I would say you creating Facebook groups and posting content into Facebook groups, I would absolutely consider that lead generation nowadays. Right. So it's not necessarily, you're not, on the phone, on a phone dialer calling expireds for 4 hours a day or whatever time it is that you're doing it. There's so many activities that you can be doing to help generate business. And again, sometimes it's not going to be getting that appointment right now, and you'll be getting that mind share.
Yeah, I heard agents that are calling people, even old Zillow leads, and just saying, hello, I'm a realtor, but I'm a human. Are you doing okay? Do you need toilet paper? I mean, there's some funny scripts out there, but real estate is not what you're talking about. And you're turning that around because they're thinking they're hearing from you because you're a realtor, but no, they're hearing from you because you're actually somebody that cares about people and you want to make sure that you're checking on them.
Cool. Very good. Any questions from anybody about anything we covered today? Okay. All right, guys, be safe out there. Go lead generate. Go be active on social media, post your successes, show that you are working safely, and things will work out. If you guys need anything, I'm around, and we'll see you soon. Bye.